that's all I can do. All I can do for Gintama is just clap. I am just so happy it's back. And every episode that I watch, I've either got a huge grin on my face because it's comedy, or it's or there's just this emotional hype moment that goes throughout the entirety of the series. No matter what, you're going to be getting one of those three things with Gintama, and a lot of the time, it's not only the comedy aspects of the series, but when we saw the little sweet bit of ending that we saw on this, and some badass stuff from Umibozu and Gintoki in this, then that's where you go, wait a minute, alright Gintama, you have my attention now. For like the entirety of the episode, not only was like all of it was just laughing your ass off, where it's just like, oh my god, why is like Kagura's boyfriend some fucking like wannabe rip-off of fucking Attack on Titan, and they keep saying it's like, oh my god, the Titans are attacking, and then like they keep going on, it's just like, we're gonna get in trouble if we keep mentioning this name, please stop, and all that, like, Kondan's just gonna probably go through with this shit, like, we might want to stop. And like when I was seeing this entire like whole episode like go down, it's like, hey, let's just try and be friendly. He looks like a monster, kind of acts like one, maybe he is. And the second the dickheads like start speaking all that, he's like, yo Pops, what's going on? I'm like, oh my god, he's a wannabe rapper as well, oh no. And just he's like disrespecting Kagura, like pretty much just say, you know, shut up, this is none of your business, in front of her father's face, like in front of this. And like the fact is like Gintoki and Umibozu are trying to hold composure for so long, like they just start beating the shit out of each other because they can't do it to her boyfriend because that'll escalate things. And it only just kept getting worse and worse. It's just like as the two of them just are there at that point throttling at each other, and then like Shinpachi's like, now, as long as we know that you have, like, he's already talking about marriage and shit like that, and he's like, we know that, you know, you have a special place in your heart for Kagura and everything, we know that, you know, you're trying to figure the best and all that, and it's like, at the end of the day, I think everyone's going a little bit too crazy, how about we calm down? And then it pans over to Umibozu and Gintoki just curb stomping the shit out of him. He's just beating down on him. It's like, you don't know shit, you fucking piece of shit version. What are you talking? Like, I love that about Gintoki and like just Umibozu. It's like, you have no fucking clue what it is to be in a relationship. Shut the fuck up. That was fucking perfect and all that. Like, into like a whole thing with like Shinpachi's, the closest thing to a relationship is that 3DS game that he did like way back when. That's the closest thing he's ever been into one. And it's just like, oh no, oh, it's just all this shit going down. And like, they say the wrong thing. Like, obviously, while the episode it like progresses, like they say the wrong thing where it's like, yeah, you don't want to be with Kagura because she fucking sucks. She'll eat all your food. She'll like raise up your food budget and all that. She's ugly. Like, they say all this stuff, not just anything to try and get this guy to leave, and just like, this doesn't need to happen right now. There's no merit. And unfortunately, they say the wrong things. Kagura's like, I don't care. Fuck it. Let's get married. I don't understand. And you see throughout the episode, she doesn't clearly understand the difference between like love from somewhat, you know, from boyfriend to girlfriend to love for your family, and that was the problem that she was having. And it's just like, even as well, where like she's discussing it with Gintoki, and it's a very interesting thing. And I remember when the manga came after this, it was one of the nicest things as well. Like, it was like, Kagura still doesn't like kind of know where she is with Gintoki, where it's like, do I see him as a brother? Is he my father? Like, what is he? Like that. I know they kind of go off topic with it and they kind of like make a joking matter of it, but like a lot of it, how it's always been addressed in the manga, and even as well, like this stuff that came out like way before a lot of the stuff and all that we've seen with Umibozu and a lot of stuff with Gintoki and Kagura, and like everything was like resolving around their family and everything. But when we finally saw this stuff, and it was really emotional and all that, especially when we saw like, you know, like Kagura's like mother and stuff like that, when we saw like these flashbacks, and it's like, this is what Gintoki is. He is like that Earth father, as they always talk about. It's like, he is that father figure for Kagura, and that's why Umibozu always makes sure and all that, when he's going off and he's hunting shit, he makes sure that he leaves Gintoki like to take care of Kagura, because he trusts him. Like, he's like, I can trust you to hold down the fort and look after my baby girl and all that. I'm not a good fucking father, but maybe you can be. And that's what I liked about it. I mean, the episode like whole progresses is like they're like gonna take Kagura back, and the whole thing is that they look for Bryson on the planets, they take them, and then they like pretty much, because it's like, oh, the strong genes of the universe, and then they blow up the planet that they find them on. That's pretty much the whole general aspect of what they do as like a whole race. And they're like, I love how they try and talk to Shoyo, the little princess, about this, and it's like, oh yeah, let's try and talk about this and see how this goes. And then the motherfuckers, like, what they do is so fucked up for the most part, because they put a sword and a gun to a fucking face to this, like, 10-year-old princess. Like you put this to, like, a fucking 10-year-old, and you're like, oh my god, you're gonna blow her brains out just because, like, she's the one that suggested Kagura. It's like, please, no, don't blow, like, little Shoyu's face off because of this shit. And they pretty much go to the spaceship, and they kick the shit out of the aliens at the end of the episode for the most part, on there, like... It was hilarious because they're like, we're going to unleash all the Titans on here, and of course you have the parodies of Attack on Titan first episode to go and like across and all that as humanity runs and everything. Like, and you see that, and then it's like, they release them, but wait, why is it raining blood? Oh, because Kagura's like father, Umibozu and Gintoki are up there, and they're killing every single one of the Titans right up there. Like, it's just pouring down. I mean, Shinpachi has a moment as well where he's like, say, like where he just shits on that guy and it's like, how dare you talk about it, when it's like, you know, the curly head father, also as well the bald father, and then me as well, the father's glasses. It's a weird, like, little whole big speech that they, of course, they always do in every Gintama, like, episode, but when they had that, and then when he got up to the spaceship and you just saw Gintoki and Umibozu covered in blood, smiling, like, cracking the nuts, let's go, we're ready to take you on, Umibozu. And then with the heartwarming ending of, like, her writing back to him, saying, like, you know, I don't understand the relationships and all that, I don't understand the difference between familial love and also as well love from another and all that, but he said, for now and all that, I consider all of these people my boyfriends. And there's just this really heartwarming picture of Kagura with Shinpachi, with Umibozu, with Gintoki. These are all our boys. She don't understand, and that's really that's when you get like those really nice moments of Kagura. Like from there, for a lot of the time and all that, she's not that very, you know, loud, like we're all like a raunchy girl that just doesn't give a fuck for the most part. Where she's like, I don't give a shit. But then you have those like little bits like, no, regardless of what and all that, and how fucking mature sometimes this series is and all that, and how fucked up this girl says some shit sometimes. At the end of the day, she's like, I believe like in the story she's about 14, 15 or something like that. I think she's alright. At some point she turns 15, I believe. I don't think she's any higher than 16 in the show. But like at the end of the day, she's still a little girl and she doesn't understand some of that stuff. And the way how she treats Gintoki and the others sometimes is like really fucking adorable. That's the only way to say it. Like there is some really adorable stuff, and that's why a lot of people are like, oh, when they see the ending and they see a lot of the favorite characters like in the wedding dresses and all that, and it's like Kagura doesn't give a crap and all that. She just wants to have fun. And at the end of the day, like she's like that for that stuff and all that. I'll come to it as like sometimes you need a pair of innocent eyes and all that to like see the perspective of things and all that. I think that's one thing where like Gintoki and Umibozu, they've been through some dank shit and all that for the most part, on good and bad. Like, and they sometimes don't see it from like pure like clear eyes of like a child and all that. So it was just overall a really fun episode. I had a blast with it. The next one I kind of remember with like the Ramen Widow guy and all that, and I know that's something as well, like to later on all that it's going to be doing with Katsura, I believe. That's going to be like with that episode, so I'm looking forward to that. I forget how long that was, if I remember. I think that's probably going to be 2 episodes or so, how they adapt it, but that's going to be an interesting one as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.